Kalasag is the Filipino term for shield, used by early Filipinos as means of protection from the attacks of enemies or harmful animals. Established in 1998, the Gawad Kalasag Search for Excellence in Disaster Risk Reduction and Management and Humanitarian Assistance has served as the country's recognition and award scheme for various stakeholders who promote and implement disaster risk reduction and management, climate change adaptation, and humanitarian assistance programs that protect and shield high-risk communities against extreme hazards and render them more capable of addressing their vulnerabilities. Over the years, Davao region is one of the top regions that produces national Gawad Kalasag winners and Hall of Famers from different categories, such as elementary and secondary schools, volunteer groups, government emergency response management systems, provinces, highly urbanized cities, component cities, municipalities, and urban barangay categories. These significant DRRM accomplishments were made possible through the collaborative efforts of the Regional Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council 11, local disaster risk reduction and management councils and offices, and active support and participation of other DRRM partners and stakeholders. This camaraderie is shown by the DRR players in the region to capacitate, build resilient communities, effectively respond to adverse impact of disasters, and build back better after a disaster has been tested and proven through times, as the region has been already challenged several times both by natural and human-induced hazards. In 2021, the Gawad Kalasag program was transformed into Gawad Kalasag Seal and Special Awards for Excellence in DRRM and Humanitarian Assistance and adopted a mandatory assessment of provinces, cities, and municipalities. The Gawad Kalasag Seal for Mandatory Assessment is envisioned to serve as a performance assessment mechanism for all local government units as they implement the provisions of Sections 11 and 12 of Republic Act No. 10121, specifically on the institutionalization of their local DRRM councils and offices, including other policy issuances such as the reporting on the allocation and utilization of the local DRRM fund. However, Gawad Kalasag Seal 2021 was cancelled due to the active roles being performed by the LGUs in pandemic response and the mobility restrictions in most regions. Nevertheless, Davao region still pushed through the assessment of local government units, which was done through online video teleconferencing. A total of 49 out of 54 LGUs participated in the said assessment. And this year, the Gawad Kalasag Seal mandatory assessment to local DRRM councils and offices had commenced by the virtue of NDRRMC Memorandum Circular No. 02 Series of 2022. The DRRMC 11 issued a council memorandum regarding the commencement and call for entries for the 22nd Gawad Kalasag Seal and Special Awards for the year 2022. A virtual orientation on the Gawad Kalasag Seal guidelines was conducted in February 16, 2022 to all local government units. Davao Region's 54 local DRRM councils and offices had participated in the said assessment. The Regional Validation Committee, composed of the Office of Civil Defense 11 as the chairperson, Department of Science and Technology 11, National Economic and Development Authority, Department of the Interior and Local Government 11, and the Department of Social Welfare and Development 11, as members of the committee, spearheaded the said assessment, where they conducted desk evaluation of LGU's submitted documents, virtual feedbacking with LGUs, and deliberation of the final results. Davao Region's fully and beyond compliant LGUs were endorsed to the National Gawad Kalasag Committee in July 13, 2022. The DRRMC 11 did not stop there. The Council provided feedback to the LGUs which were not endorsed to the national level, emphasizing the identified gaps, areas for improvement with recommendations, and ensuring that their regional council is always ready and available to provide technical assistance. Further, the Office of Civil Defense 11, being the executive arm of the RDRRMC, has identified priority programs and activities for implementation in the year 2023, consistent with the priority needs of the LGUs based on the result of the assessment. The Regional Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, together with our DRRM partners and stakeholders, will never stop innovating and capacitating our local disaster risk reduction and management councils and offices in the region as we strive hard to achieve and sustain a resilient Davao region.